Welcome to From the Driver's Seat, the Averitt podcast for all Averitt drivers to keep up with news and information across our network. Make sure to subscribe on your preferred podcasting app to make sure you're notified as soon as every episode drops. And now, hosting from the driver's seat, Director of Driver Services, David Broyles.
Hey everybody, it's David Broyles from the Driver's Seat podcast. Got a great podcast today, got a great crew. Looking forward to this one. This is Clint Eden.
Great, David. Glad to be here. An opportunity to speak with you and our fellow associates.
Good.
Excited to be here.
Glad to have you. Brett, how you doing? This is Brett Sloan.
Doing well, David. Thank you. Thank you for having us today, and looking forward to our episode today.
Good. And John David Wall, how you doing?
Doing well. Glad to be here. Thank you.
And for those of you who don't know, you're the famous John Walton's son, right?
That's what I hear.
Director of Safety. Of course, John was with us for over 30 years, and he retired this year.
Now I get to be the only one.
Now you get to be the only John Walton out there, right? We're going to talk a little bit today about what y'all do and what we've done with Dedicated going in the past and where we're at now. Clint, talk about your background a little bit. How many years you got with Averitt first?
Yeah. So I actually turned 23 in Averitt years in August. Been here since 2001. Graduated from Tech and started here at the corporate office for a few years, and then moved into our Dedicated division about 15 or so years ago, and been doing Dedicated operations since.
So you've been in operations really all the time, is that right? In Dedicated, you've been to operations mostly?
Yeah, within our Dedicated group, kind of Dedicated support, then got into actual site operations as a senior ops manager, and then when we expanded last year and opened up Region 4, was able to become director of that region. But I've been in operations supporting our team and our drivers.
Region 4, because everybody talks about regions in Dedicated. They're not lined necessarily with the service center regions. Region 4, what geographic region is Region 4? Basically, I know some of that overlaps, but what is Region 4?
Yeah, I think bring up a good point. So Dedicated, a little bit different from LTL. We kind of grew over the years organically with our customers in a lot of ways. So a customer would pop up across of our footprint, and we would keep that under the same region. And then last year, we decided that saw the need to be more geographically aligned. So we created a fourth region, and Region 4 now pretty much Little Rock to Virginia north. So Middle Tennessee, West Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, anything north is what Brett, JD, and I have.
Well, I think it was a great idea. I think it was obviously better to spread it out. You got less drivers per director really and per senior ops manager. So it gives us more opportunity to have opportunity with the drivers, right?
And we're seeing a big benefit of sites in the same region working together, collaborating with each other. Of course, we all know the truckload brokerage markets have been tough over the last 6-8 months, and the need for backhaul and working together to fill our empty lanes, and working together across the regions to do that and provide lower costs to our customers and a more competitive rate. It's really paid off in a lot of ways within our region. So
been really good.
Yeah, it's been great.
Brett, how long have you been with Averitt?
6 years.
6 years.
That's very, very beginning of my career in Averitt terms.
Kind of the junior of the bunch,
yes,
right?
Always seems that way, yes.
But the best, right?
That's what I like to think.
So what have you done since you've been with Averitt?
So I started out in our corporate office here with Dedicated under Brandon Fox, an old name.
Brandon.
LTL now. So started with technology, mostly working with drivers, working with OmniTrax units, any technology that we were implementing in Dedicated at a specific site or division-wide. I was helping out with that, did podcasts. That was an old part of the role as well. So,
and some of the drivers may recognize your voice from the old podcast, right?
That, or orientation. I was heavily involved in orientation, teaching orientation on Thursdays. We used to have them here in Cookeville. So I had a lot of interactions with the drivers. I really enjoyed that part of it. So now I've moved into a senior operations manager role under Clinton Region 4. And so now I'm working with a lot of the site managers, working with the customers. So I'm really Middle Tennessee with Cracker Barrel and Crossville, and then east of I-65 and Kentucky, West Virginia, and then Virginia as well.
Oh, okay. Well, great. Enjoying the new role?
Oh yeah, I love it. It's kind of always something new going on. So there's always I don't want to say an issue to fix, but resolving issues that come up with customers with the sites, and working with some drivers, and finding solutions for our customers, and finding how we can find those kind of synergies between sites, and really bring the power of one together, and making sure all of our sites are working together to find solutions.
Well, we appreciate what you do for sure. Good job.
Definitely.
John David, I know a lot of your background. Tell us about your background and how long you've been with Averitt.
I've been, as Clint said, 23 years, so we're the same there. Had a few different hats. I worked for you for a while in truckload. Actually worked in the aviation division, starting out when they controlled the Sparta airport, so that was interesting. Did some time in Knoxville as a freight clerk, and before I came back to truckload, and I think I spent about 10 years in truckload, and then on to supply chain, or dedicated now from there. I was a site manager before taking on this role as a senior ops manager for Clint.
And what areas you got over in?
And I'm west of I-65 over in Kentucky, Tennessee, and Arkansas.
So you get more hands-on with the drivers. Of course, you were a site manager, so when you were a site manager, you dealt with the drivers. And of course, when you were a fleet manager with 10 years, you dealt with drivers every day, right?
Absolutely. It's a great role. Now I get to have hands in a lot, in a lot of different areas, as well as being with the drivers. So it's really been great.
What do you think's the biggest change in dedicated in the last few years, last 5 years?
Yeah, David, I think as is with our Averitt culture, the Averitt way, for Mr. Sasser, it's what's best for the drivers. Finding jobs that are good jobs, good, well-paying jobs within our footprint, within our core. Dedicated has a lot to offer, we think, with customers and dedicated routes, a lot of home daily routes, and we're certainly looking for those every day, working with our sales team, working with our pricing to come up with jobs that, build our core,
Right.
Tennessee, Kentucky, it doesn't get more core to Averitt than that.
No.
Trying to find those sites that are good fits and work well for our drivers. Our division, our vertical, as we're working with the other verticals, so thankful for LTL and truckload and integrated and all that they bring, and working together with the verticals, but certainly within dedicated, working specifically for a customer and running their routes. Finding that right fit where we can have those things, good pay, home time, predictability, things that are important to our drivers, so we can recruit and retain the best associates. At our long history of that, and we're excited about the future.
Now, your new role as senior operations manager, for instance, Brett and John, your new role is that. What do you like best about the senior operations role compared to what you were doing? What do you like best? What does that role bring to you that makes you feel good? Say, hey, I did something today. What makes it feel good?
For me, it's really seeing how we can make a difference for our customers and for our drivers. Really taking an active role in finding solutions for our customers. They may come to us with a problem. They need whatever it may be. How do we take our knowledge and our skills and apply that to their solution and provide them with value? And working with drivers to reach that, talking openly with our drivers, helping get their input on, hey, maybe we need some flexibility out of your role here to be able to fill in, especially if we have some smaller sites. There's some smaller sites in our region that we have to have some fill in. So a driver that's flexible to be able to help out the customer is really an exciting thing, and it keeps it exciting, keeps it new. So really working with our site managers and our drivers and our customers, just bringing it all together to really find a good solution for them.
What about you, John? What do you think?
Well, in my previous role as a site manager, I hate to use the word blinders, but I was very focused on the site that I managed and wanted to make it the best that it could be. And now I get to have hands in many different sites and try to use the same, keys and mindset to help, make those the best that they can be. Not to mention seeing a site from, its infancy stages through
All the way.
to where it started and running independently, of me. As we've said many times, we're trying to work ourselves out of a job. And so, seeing it from start to where it can fully function on its own and try to lend a hand and help where needed along the way, because there's always something that needs to be done somewhere. So.
Well, I know from your past, when I worked with you, and I think one of your strengths was always being able to communicate well with the driver. And I think that's probably one of your strengths going forward, working with a site manager, is passing that information along and how to communicate properly and communicate effectively. And I think that's a big key for you. Don't you think that helps you as much as anything?
Yes, sir. Communication can fix a lot of problems.
Yeah. Communication solves a lot of problems on the front end. I think sometimes we're afraid to tell folks everything, but I think we need to tell all associates as much as we possibly can, because the better informed they are, the better decisions they're going to make, right? And we want them to make informed decisions when they make a decision, and it helps if they know what's going on. So again, I think it goes back to what we're doing in Dedicated now, where we're actually going to the sites more often. We're out there doing cookouts at the sites where we weren't doing that in the past. We're spending time with the drivers, and we're able to hear what they listen, what's going on, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's really important. I think that's a change in Dedicated from the past.
Yeah, I think we're growing in that, David. And a couple things you just mentioned there about the Averitt way and open communication with everybody, our customers, our associates, and just being honest, and that, treat people how you want to be treated, culture that we have, and just constant communication with everybody, and like Brett was saying about designing solutions for our customers and our equipment and everything that's involved with what we do at Averitt, and doing it top notch. And obviously the centerpiece of all of it is our associates and our drivers, and communicating with them to come up with solutions, our associates, our customers, and our future, right?
That's right. That's what it's all about, right? So it's all the winner's circle back at the back, right? I agree with you, and something I think that we've done, I talked to John about it last time we talked about, been about a year now, we've been doing Workhound. And I think Dedicated does a great job at handling the comments for Workhound. And from your perspective, what do you think about the comments as they come in, and how y'all handle them, and what do y'all think about how you do that?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think it's a great tool to allow our drivers to communicate and let us know their opinions, and we are monitoring those daily as they're coming in. My boss, Stan Singer, who reports directly to Barry Blakely, the president, and Mr. Sasser, I know, is looking at those comments as well. And I'd hope everybody knows how much we care and how much we want to solve anything that they have. And we want to encourage them to continue to communicate that. If it's something encouraging to say about their leadership or, the job that they have, we want to know. We want to hear their feedback. And I think it's a great tool.
Yeah, I think that's something important you just mentioned. I think, we're looking for not just a negative comment, but we also want the positive comments.
Yeah.
We want that driver every once in a while to say, "Hey, John Dave, he was the greatest site manager ever." We want that comment as well as the negative comment that we need to improve on. But we need to know what we're doing right.
Yeah.
Right. We need to know, hey, we're doing this right, and that's an advantage to work on. We get the positive and the negatives, and so I think I think encouragement there for drivers to use that tool.
The culture from the beginning, Mr. Sasser, and listening to his associates and listening to what the drivers want, and we want a culture that is what the drivers want, where we can recruit and retain good people.
Right.
And we need to know that. Like I said, we need their feedback to continue to look for those type of jobs. What is the details of a specific operation that they like, and so we can apply that to future business we're looking for. Privately held, and the always Averitt, one of our core values of it's going to continue to be that way.
Right.
And we don't dance to the tune of Wall Street. We make business decisions based on what's best for our associates.
Right.
And, business that we're looking for. A great example here recently, Boyd Cat, franchised Caterpillar dealer up in Kentucky.
Yeah.
And home daily jobs, shuttle jobs, well-paying jobs that really grows density within our core footprint in Kentucky.
Right.
Leveraging, the services, the shops, the fuel at our service centers. So excited about that opportunity and more that are like it.
I think the key to helping Averitt grow and get to where we need to be is going to be driver referrals, right?
Absolutely, right? We need people like you and the drivers that are already in our culture, that know what is unique about our culture, that what drew them.
Right.
Looking for people like them. And as we are continuing to look for jobs that we know our drivers want, our associates want, because we're listening to them and over the years of experience that we've got. And like I said, we don't just have to go after every business just to get revenue or chase profit.
Right.
We're looking for long-term relationships, and that's the right fit for people. And, as our drivers that are already here referring people that they know would be a good fit for us, that's going to work hard, that's going to get along with people, that's got a customer service attitude, the things that make an Averitt associate. So,
right.
Plus $1,000. Who doesn't need an extra $1,000?
Yeah, it's $1,000. $1,000 for everybody who refers a new driver, and obviously, above the $1,000 is the importance of bringing on that good driver into Averitt. So what are you going to tell the drivers right now about the dedicated accounts that you've got, John David, for instance? What do you want to tell the drivers on the future, and what do you think the future holds?
I think the future is very bright. We strive to make, as it's been stated before, that when we have talks about either new sites or sites that are already existing, what is best for the driver? And that's what we're striving for every day. What is best for the associate? What the cultural alignment. We're really trying to make the environment the best that we can make it. And so I'm looking very forward to the future.
That's really good. And that's true. It's the Averitt culture and how we spread, Power One and everything. I think that's great. Brett, you're the youngest of the group. What do you see from an Averitt perspective? What do you think about Averitt as a whole?
I hear a lot of stories from people who've been at Averitt for 23 years or more, 30 years, about how Averitt used to be and how great it was then, how far we've progressed. And so I'm kind of on the other end of early in my career, and I'm excited about what's coming in the future. What's it going to be like when I'm hitting my 23 years or my 30 years? So to see that future, the opportunities that are there, not only for leadership, but for drivers. A driver may want to be a driver and get to a new account, or a driver that wants to get into leadership. Those opportunities moving into the future. That's what makes me excited about it, not just looking at Averitt as a static, this is the way it is, this is the way it'll always be, but how do we adapt and move into the forward and really move into the future with excitement and opportunities to grow.
Well, I appreciate y'all coming in today. Appreciate the information. Good to meet everybody and see everybody. I don't get to see everybody all the time. Any last words for our drivers? John David, any last words for the drivers you want to make?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that's really good. That's true. Brett,
yeah, keep it short and sweet. Thank you for all they do out there on the road. Hopefully everybody stays safe. Finish out. Don't know when this episode's going to air, but we're in the middle of summer right now, so staying safe out there in the heat and move forward and take care of yourselves.
Thank you, Brett. Clint, any last words for everybody?
Yeah, just to reiterate what they've said. Just thank you so much. You mentioned the leadership and what this culture of the company has been built, and we're a people company, and we value our people, and we value our associates, and that's never going to change. And very humbled about the opportunity to be in leadership and to try to make continue to build on this great culture and people focused, and just so excited about that, and to be looking for opportunities to advance this culture moving forward and take care of our people. So just thank you for each and every one. I want everybody to know how valued they are, how important they are to what we do at Averitt, and the feedback that they give us. I hope everybody realizes how much that goes into driving policy that we make, and that from Mr. Sasser down, we're all listening. So continue to do that. Be safe, and excited about the future.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much for hanging in, and look forward to seeing y'all on the road. Remember, keep an eye on Dedicated. We know we're growing. We're going to need your help on referrals, so do that. Be safe out there. We'll see you on the road. Thank you so much.